FDR, The New Deal, created and presented by Chanel Bustamante. When Franklin Roosevelt became president, he offered a new deal for the American people. What was the New Deal? How was it put in place? One of the primary reasons Roosevelt won the presidency in 1932 was because he promised to try and do something to end the economic crisis that the country was facing. As he entered the office, he hoped to do three things. First, he hoped to provide relief for the poor and unemployed. Next, he wanted the economy to recover to its normal levels. Finally, he wished to reform the financial system so that an economic depression would not happen again. Relief, recovery, and reform became known as the 3 R's. To accomplish these goals, Roosevelt implemented a series of government work programs in between 1933 and 1939. Some of these programs were approved by Congress, while others he enforced through executive order. Collectively, these programs became known as the New Deal. The New Deal is frequently referred to in two different parts. The first New Deal, which was enacted between 1933 to 1934, was largely concerned with reconstructing the nation's economy and offering relief to the banking industry. The second New Deal, which was enacted between 1935 to 1938, sought to improve the use of nation's resources, provide relief for farmers, and create various government work programs. There were many different types of programs that were a part of the New Deal. These programs had a variety of different intended purposes. Programs such as the Works Progress Administration and the Civilian Conservation Corps were designed to put unemployed people to work. The Social Security Act was created to provide financial relief to the elderly. Meanwhile, the Tennessee Valley Authority brought much-needed electricity to the rural areas in the South. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation was another important agency created by the New Deal. The FDIC guaranteed the safety of money in banks. Citizens no longer had to fear losing their money if their banks closed. This scenario was very common in the early years of the Great Depression. The FDIC is still in operation today to ensure money deposited in banks. Aside from the FDIC, there are many government agencies that were created by the New Deal which still exist today. Amongst them are the Federal Housing Administration, the Federal Crop Insurance Corporation, and the Security Exchange Commission. The Federal National Mortgage Association, the National Labor Relations Board, the Social Security Administration, and the Soil Conservation Service were all created by the President. But not everyone was a fan of the New Deal. Many felt that Roosevelt was leading the United States down the path of socialism. Others saw the New Deal projects as a waste of money and resources. Today, some economists and historians believe that Roosevelt's adherence to the New Deal policies actually prolonged the Great Depression. However, New Deal programs did put millions of people to work, providing economic relief for struggling families. The New Deal initiatives also allowed for the construction of roads, schools, parks, hospitals, and many other facilities that were needed throughout the nation.